Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here on the channel. So I have a question for all of you. How many items are in your world and are they organized? Because mine sure aren't. If you watch the world tour, my world is absolutely massive and there's chests literally everywhere, scattered all over the place. And today's the day that we solve that. So we're gonna build some really cool interiors and I'm gonna show you my super awesome, very professional storage solution for anybody who's looking for a really big storage room. I've been working on it for quite a while, so let's jump right into the episode. Oh, all right, so you can probably tell I've been working on the inside of the castle, and today's project is just between these doors. But before I show that off, I did want to show off another interior that I've been working on pretty hard here, which is this first tower right here, the largest one of them all in the foreground. I set up this little dining room, this like map planning room, maybe, I don't know. I thought it was cool. And a little fireplace here. I have these stairs going down into the next area, which honestly I'm super proud of. This is like a half step up. And if you keep going down, I built kind of like a greenhouse, but I don't know, maybe greenhouse or apothecary. I'm not too sure how you would call it, but it's like a big collection of plants was the idea. And I actually put a sapling down right here and it grew. So now there's a tree in here. I'm still kind of debating cutting it down or leaving it there. I think it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it does kind of take up a lot of space. So maybe I'll take it down. I don't know. What do you guys think? And I also set up some little redstone farms here for glow lichen and the hanging root, I think it's called. That way we have an infinite source of these within the base here because we were kind of running low and the other farm I set up is super far away. So I thought that was neat. Little details here everywhere. And that's just how I like it. Super crammed and tight and a lot of little things to look at. And out here is actually a little balcony that we can look outside and look at the nice boat we built. And maybe one day this bridge, if I get around to it, if I don't end up deleting it, we'll have to see. I'm not too sure yet. But that's not what the episode today is going to be about. No, no, no. So I've been building this over here. And wow, it's really dark. It's a bit uglier when it's dark. And YouTube won't like that. So let me turn off the shaders. Okay. So I've been setting up a new mega chest room. And we're going to have every single block in the game. And we're also going to have deep storage in here all in one. That way, when I need stuff, I can just come here and everything is going to be there. So it goes without saying that for this project, we're going to need a buttload of wood. So I thought I would show you guys my tree chopping area over here. I don't think I've ever shown this on camera, actually, but it's basically just where I go to chop my trees when I need a lot of wood, which is not so often these days, but I feel like I'm going to spend a lot of time here in the next week or so. So while I cut down these trees, I just thought I would highlight a few things that are really going to be important for this storage room. The first thing that I think is really important to me is I want it to be really accessible. So we're going to have like a speed beacon and a whole bunch of stuff because there's going to be a lot of chests. And I want to be able to get between them really fast and really efficiently. I think that's going to be important in making a successful room. The second thing that's going to be very important in this storage room is going to be how we decide to store our items. So how do they get categorized? I think a lot of the time what'll happen is I'm too rigid with this, and then I kind of like will only put sticks, let's say, in one spot. And they don't necessarily always have to go there. Like, let's say they could go in utilities or they could go in wood, you know, or in tools even, because you use tools. So I think something that's going to be important is just kind of a flexibility of storage and not be too stuck up about where stuff goes. I know that's like a super petty thing, but I think it's going to be important if I want to have fun using this room, because sometimes storage gets kind of overwhelming. The third and final thing that I want, there is going to be absolutely zero automation to this room. And that's kind of a hot take, maybe. Some people are probably really against that. And they're like, why not just use storage systems that use item filters? And to that, I say, well, honestly, I don't think they're that good in the game. I have some, and I don't really like what they end up doing. Can I sleep yet? Please let me sleep. No. Okay. I don't like what they end up doing to the game because I find that what's really fun about Minecraft is kind of like having this unique experience of collecting all your blocks, right? Like right now, I'm here talking to you and I'm chopping this wood. And then later, when I use this wood, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I got this wood while I was recording this clip. And I think that's a really fun feature of Minecraft that's kind of underrated. And I find when you have an automatic storage system, you kind of lose that connection to your environment in your world. You kind of stop like realizing what you have, and you know, it just becomes a numbers game and less about the actual blocks. So those are my three considerations before creating this room. I hope this wasn't too much of a ramble. Let's get back to building. So while I'm building the room here, I've been getting a lot of comments asking me to sort of talk about how I do interiors and stuff. And I think it's a really cool question because I actually have a lot of like info dumping that I can do about that topic. But the main thing that I think is really important is kind of blocking out space. So when you have a really big room like this, it's huge, right? And it goes up super high. It's really easy for people to just kind of like spatter the walls and then be like, okay, I'm done. And then it doesn't look very good because the scale is like super wrong, right? And it's just grand for no reason. And it doesn't really make sense to have like super high flat walls like this. And this is actually something that I got wrong, I think, in the library build previously. I think I might redo some aspects of that because I definitely think I can do better, for one. And for two, it's just a little bit too basic. Like, it's just a big room with the walls decorated, right? So for this castle, we're kind of running into the same issue where the room here is really big and it would be really easy to just kind of like put chests all over the walls, wash my hands, and call it done, right? But I think that would look a little bit weird ultimately because it won't really make sense in like a structural standpoint, for one, to have this big empty space with nothing supporting it, and for two, the scale would just look wrong, right? Like I said. So what I've been trying to do with this build is slowly but surely I'm building up these walls to kind of add little tunnels and places that you have to turn, and they're not really useful, right? They're just kind of dividers so that when you walk in, you don't just see immediately this big old room, right, with nothing in it like it was before when none of this was here. So it hasn't been that long since the last clip. I just wanted to take one little second and give you a building tip that took me way too long to figure out. Generally, when I build, I always do odd numbers. I think odd numbers look better, and I think a lot of different YouTube channels and tutorials will tell you probably the exact same thing. But what really sucks about Minecraft is every single stupid painting, except for the 1x1 and the 1x2, are even. So if you want to actually use paintings in like a symmetrical way in your world, you need to be making some walls which are 4 wide or 6 wide or whatever. So I've been actually, for the first time in a long time, trying to incorporate even walls into my builds, so that way I can actually use these paintings because I really like paintings and I think they're really awesome and they add a lot of detail and like depth to your world. And obviously don't spam them everywhere, but you know, I think they look really cool when they're used properly. And it's just a shame that like there's no 3x3 painting. And if anybody knows the reason behind that, if there's like an actual method to the madness of Mojang for not adding more paintings, please let me know. I did not follow my own advice over here. I did make this wall odd, but it had to be because these ones are, and they kind of have to be because of the way they line up. But it's unfortunate that there is the need for these little unicycle boys here. Hopefully it kind of tricks you when you look fast that it doesn't look like 2 or 3 paintings or whatever. It's kind of a cheesy way of working through it. I have done a bit of work here. The observant among you will notice that the shaders is back on, and that's just to test out how it looks with it on. I think it looks really cool, but the lighting will need to be done later because it's really dark with shaders in here. I've gotten a lot more chests in, and I've started working out this wall, and I've also put in some stairs over here because the idea is like you come in and then you can come down here onto the soul sand and pew, go to any chest that you would like very quickly, or just run through the middle, obviously, but I think we're gonna put something in the center here. And over here, just some steps to get up. Nothing fancy so far, just a way up. So if you don't have a Elytra, you can get up here. I've also built these like dividers just to break up the space a little bit. Now over here, I've decided what's going to be put. It's going to be the super smelter. So I've had a lot of feedback about my old super smelter, and it sucks. I know it sucks. Everybody told me it sucks to a certain extent. So I'll make one here that's really fast and really efficient on fuel, because that's something that the world is missing. And I do need a lot of smeltage power for future projects. So that is the update for now. I have been working here for a few hours. It's slow going because I'm designing it at the same time, and I still have no idea what to do with up here. Like, there's so much room. It needs to be big and cool, but I don't know what to do. And oh yeah, also, the observant among you might notice I actually changed my shaders. This is complementary unbound, and I simply changed it because I really like the clouds on this one. You can like fly into them. Feels like an airplane. It looks really, really cool. So I'm trying it out for a little bit. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, the link will be in the description if you want to download it and try it out. So anyway, let me get back to building here, and I'll check back in with you guys in a while. All right, everybody. So it has actually been about 2 real-life days since the last clip. I've just been really busy with finals at university and everything, so I haven't had a lot of time to record or build, but oh, that's messed up. It is slowly getting done here. So as I have previously mentioned, there is a lot of vertical space to this room, which is really cool, but is also kind of a curse, because that means that it would be really easy for the room to just look flat, kind of like the library build that I made last time, which again, like, probably going to change. So there's a lot of new stuff in here. I've done a lot of detailing, and I've actually done a lot of this detailing because I was having trouble coming up with ideas for the rest of the build. And honestly, doing detail work kind of just helps me like figure stuff out, if that makes sense. It just, you know, turns on your brain, activates it, and it lets me think a bit more clearly after, when I have a better picture of what's going on. So I made another table, very similar to the table in there. You can't see it, like over there. There's a mini version. This is going to be like the big one. I think this is the first cake I've crafted on this world, which is really impressive. I've also added some carpets pretty much everywhere with this pattern, and then up here the same colors but no pattern. And of course the soul sand underneath to get around really fast. So the room is starting to take shape. I did also build some upstairs chunks over here. Up here is going to be the deep storage. So I built 2 of the cells. There's going to be another one here. Is that true? Yes, there's going to be another cell right here, and maybe one right here. But of course, here we are looking at the outside. This dirt here is actually the mountain. So if I just go like right across here, you can see like, okay, this is fine, but it's because it's in this tower. But we're really close to the outside, so we're super limited in what we can do here. So it's a pensez-y bien in French. So I'm not too sure what to do with these walls, but those ones are easy. Which leads me to the biggest conundrum that I had building this, and I'm still not entirely satisfied. It's up here in this section. Obviously, we needed a door. What? Oh, hello. Not all lit up yet. Obviously, we needed a door out here, but this space as well has a bit of a constraint because the wall's 1 thick, because I'm not super smart and I didn't really plan ahead for the interior. Am I really going to tear all this out? Probably not. So we just got to deal with it and make do with what we have. Out here is actually the crane, and I'll build a little area probably out here, and it'll just be like another way into the castle. Oh man, it is. Where are these guys coming from? All right, everybody. So it's been another few real life days since I've started this project. And, you know, I wasn't expecting this to actually take this long, but there's a lot of chests here and a lot of expensive blocks. So it took a lot longer than planned. But overall, I'm super happy with what we have so far, and I'm ready to show you probably what I would call about 90% completed at this point. The last like 10%, I think I'm gonna do maybe in a live stream soon or over the span of a little while, maybe while working on other parts of this base, because I want everything to be like kind of meaningful and presentable, but I don't want to build things that I'm just going to tear down because I'm not happy with. So you'll notice some little unfinished sections here and there in this place, but functionally, I think it is pretty much completed, minus the speed beacon, which I just need to move. So up here, I've gone with this roof design. I actually changed it quite a few times, but I'm really happy with how it looks. I wanted something kind of simple because honestly, like no one's gonna come up here pretty much. It's just a little decorative palette, so it doesn't really matter. In these two towers though, I do have some plans for some little micro farms, which will be kind of cool, and we'll be able to AFK farm some stuff while we're in this area. I just haven't had time to put them in yet. That'll probably be its own video though when I do some farms. And now if we come down the stairs, these stairs are not finished, but I will do these off camera. That's a pinky promise. Over here, this floor is done, and I've already started adding the deep storage. These cells here don't really need to be super accessible because like everything that's here is also going to be downstairs. This is just extra. So there's about 1 million extra up here, which is nice. I also added some decoration over here to kind of match the bottom level, though this side is a little bit more developed. And up here, we're actually going to be starting another floor soon. This is going to be the smelter area. I think I've mentioned that before, but this area will be done in another video. So up here, we'll have a floor, and we get a really cool view of the entrance and the courtyard down here, and of the beautiful little lake in front of the castle. If I keep going here, these towers, actually, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with in here. There is room, so maybe a bedroom or something eventually, but that's, again, for another time. Over here, too, I did... Ooh, this is dark. I don't want creepers in here. I did add a little way up here for some extra stuff that maybe we could put down eventually. And actually, I don't even need these because we're going to have a nice little courtyard out here. And now... these stairs I have completed. This is probably what the other ones are going to look like. It's pretty simple. I covered up these doors, so this is my secret little space right now. Shout out to this furnace. Every single crackstone brick from this castle has come from this singular furnace. So big shout out to you, furnace. I completed the area back here. And again, this is back another area that we're going to do another video on. For the super smelter. Now down here, it's pretty much all completed. I am missing some item frames, but that's because I'm not actually sure what's going to go here yet. That remains to be seen. All these chests, I'm starting to organize them, but I'm still tinkering with how I want to organize them. It's not completely developed yet, but I'm hoping to do that maybe over the weekend off camera, because that's not super interesting. I doubt anybody wants to see me organizing chests. That's kind of boring. So I'm pretty much ready. Hey, what the heck? Hello? Ooh, that's a good block. I don't have a lot of those. So I think overall, I'm pretty much ready to call this area done, minus maybe a few leaves here and there, just as decoration. This area is completed. I am super happy with this build. If you guys like it, please let me know in the comments what you liked and maybe what I could change if you have any better ideas than I do, because usually some of you have some really awesome ideas. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for today's episode. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. This took me an absolute insane amount of time. I think it probably took around 12 to 15 hours to completely make, and that is not counting editing the video. And also, I think it holds, I did the math really quick here, it holds about 2.8 million items, so hopefully that'll tie us over for a while until at least next year. So anyway, Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.